Hello, my name is Maximus, and I present to you Dungeons and Dragons Knowledge, part 46. I don't know. I think it's actually like, is this the 50th Tome
51?
Knowledge episode?
51?
Hold on, let me look. Let me look. I have them all. I have
Yeah.
all of them saved.
We should have done a special episode extravaganza.
Well, I mean, we stopped saving them anyway. We stopped
Oh,
numbering them.
this is 51.
No, unless I'm missing one.
Still a great milestone. According to our playlist, it says 51.
Our playlist. Oh, I'll have to check. Maybe I messed something up. 51. I only have 49 saved, so maybe I am missing one.
Oh.
Uh-oh, it's a mystery. We have to figure this out after stream. But regardless what number it is, it's an important number. Well, first of all, I'm joined by Oops Like Jagger from the GG and crew and Virtual Spectre, by the way. If you don't know who we are by now, that's okay. Or if this is your first time, it's also okay. We're just a bunch of dudes talking to other dudes about D&D.
Disguised as other dudes in game.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been going through the 2024 rules. In my mind, I still call it 1D&D, or I wish that we could just all as a community just call it 5.5.
I
Like,
think the community has already done it.
yeah.
Like it's done. It's a done deal, regardless of
Well,
what he wants to call it.
I've seen 1D&D, as they call the playtest. I've seen 5.5. I've also seen 5.24, which makes no sense, and they'll compare it to 5.14, which I don't understand.
They're trying to associate with the years.
Yeah, but yeah. That makes me think of version numbers though, but anyway, yeah. A 5.5. People will know what you're talking about. Just start saying 5.5. That'll be fine. But today is a very special day because we're talking about Rangers. And I like Rangers. Well, I want to like Rangers.
Me too. I'm a Ranger fan.
I like playing Rangers. And as Moobs has already said, he likes Rangers. VS, quick question. Rangers, are you for 'em or against them? There you... To be fair, I think that it would be safe to say that it would be more likely that you've had a certain class created than not at this point. Because like the rest of us, I think that VS is a D&D serial character creator.
Yes.
False. You were making a cleric at one point. You also were making a wizard for a one shot at one point. Oh, I accidentally had VS muted, so no one even knows what you're saying. But now you're unmuted.
Now no one will ever know if he's for or against wizards or Rangers.
Yeah,
I don't know. A mystery.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you had a cleric created at one point, you had a wizard created at one point, right? So that's two magic characters right there. You played a paladin. That's a half magic character, or that's a quarter caster, I guess you could say. I don't know what the official one is, what they are.
Now they get spells at level 1. So
yeah, you can check back 3 episodes ago when we talked about that. It's okay. I have I don't know, can you call it a graveyard? I have a graveyard of created characters that will probably never be played.
Yeah, well, maybe not graveyard, just in reserve.
Yeah.
You know, well, waiting for the right campaign.
If you call it a graveyard, then you can be cool and say you're necromancing an old character for something.
Yeah, they start off dead and then they come back.
Raising him from the graves into a new campaign. So technically you're a zombie. I don't know.
True. Well, I think we're here to talk about Rangers. And I think that we should talk about Rangers.
Absolutely.
So if my esteemed colleagues are okay with it, I'd like to start this one.
Of course.
And then we can we can go from there. So I also have the old rules pulled up just in case I need to go back and refer because I'm thinking.
We're going to need to.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So first off, the art. It's a good looking boy for a ranger. I think has everything that my mind would picture for a ranger. He's got his BFF companion. He's got a bow. Looks like a short sword. Pointy ears. Elf. Is that?
It's not
Are they?
glowing blue. It looks a little bit like Sting. Just saying.
Oh. Oh, the end of the scabbard.
Yeah. Yes.
Is that just a leafy cloak or a cloak of elven kind?
His whole getup looks elven.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Cloak of Elvenkind.
Yeah.
Why not?
That's what I would
Embraces of
picture.
archery.
Yeah.
Interesting hair choice style because that's very modern.
Well, D&D can be whatever your heart tells you.
You're absolutely right.
Is that a saber-toothed kitty?
It looks like
what's
a
the kitty's name? Yeah, what's the kitty's name?
Rupert.
Damn, that's a good name.
Yeah.
I don't want to come up with anything else.
Just that's it. Can't beat it. Hi Zeus. Also, thank you, Bun, for telling me that I didn't unmute properly earlier. Yeah, I'll go for Rupert. That's a good one. Okay, spellcasting level 1. Were they level 1 spellcasters previously? Perhaps. Let's check the footage.
Nope, they were not.
No, it was
not until level 2.
Yeah, you're right. So spellcasting level 1, which is a change that we're seeing a lot of classes that have spellcasting are getting it earlier now. Instead of like Paladin couldn't, at level 1, Ranger couldn't. I can't think of anything else at the moment that would get it late. Off the top of my head, anyway. Class wise, anyway. Straight up class wise. So the first line is intriguing. The 2024 Ranger can prepare more spells than the 2014 Ranger could learn. That sounds like a positive. For example, the 2014 Ranger learned their 6th spell at level 9, and in the new one learns their 6th spell at level 5. I like that quite a bit.
Dope.
It says spellcasting looks different. All spellcasting classes prepare their spells now. We knew that going into it. Some classes can still change their spells when they level up. Okay. Yeah, so there's no more distinguish above who prepares and who learns them. I'm okay with that. It's simplifying how magic works, except for Warlock, I guess. But rather, how often a class can change their prepared spells and how many they can change at a time. Okay. So it says the Ranger now prepares the spells when they complete a long rest, just like the Druid, but can only swap out 1 spell per day. That would help with decision paralysis of what spells do I take every single day. I guess. I mean, I guess I get it. They're trying to delineate like the full caster versus the half, and I don't know. I mean, I don't hate it. One thing that I go ahead.
I was gonna say, I guess it depends on what spells are available to this ranger. If there's new spells, or if it's just the same stuff.
I'm hoping there's new spells.
Just it's such a weird restriction, though. You can only swap out 1 spell per day. Granted, if they're saying there's rangers have more spells now, then I guess. But just it's just weird just to limit to 1.
Yeah. It's an arbitrary restriction.
Paladin doesn't have that restriction, right?
Yeah. I wonder if it's because they don't want too much overlap with like a druid or something. Because don't they pull from the same spell list?
Yeah.
Rangers 2014 Ranger has unique spells for them specifically, but yeah, they kind of pull from like druid spell lists sometimes, or not sometimes, but some of the spells.
Yeah, Bun saying that she was all casters could not switch out like that. I mean, what I tell people that don't like switching spells every single day. I'm like, pick. Like, let's say that you can prepare 5 spells a day. Pick your top 4, and then just have one that rotates, so you don't have like decision paralysis with like the druid. It's like the entire spell list every single day. Choose what you want. Like, I get that.
That's how I would do it.
Yeah,
Pick your go-to favorites or like the vibe that your character's going for, right? So
yeah. Pick your vibe spells.
Mhm.
And also they can use a druidic focus. It was optional in Tasha's previously, which is fine. Like, to be honest, like the differences between focuses and component pouches and stuff, it seems just so arbitrary at this point, and just so pedantic in a lot of ways. Of like, oh well, I'm not going to pick a focus. I'm instead going to drop my weapon as a free action, whatever, and I'm going to use my component pouch because it's on my belt. I can grab the component, cast a spell, and then with my free object interact, I'll pick my weapon back up. Like, nobody needs to do that shit. And by the rules, it works because dropping a weapon does not take anything. So anyway, I got in a weird soapbox there. I don't care about this. I don't care. I don't care about your focus. Fine. 2024 Ranger and Hunter's Mark. This ought to be good. 2024 Player's Handbook strengthens the Ranger's class relationship with its trademark spell, Hunter's Mark. Of course, if I hover over that, it will tell me the old Hunter's Mark, which says Basic Rules 2014 in it. That's interesting that they're doing that. If you want to see what I'm showing up on the screen here, is if you do a little hover, you can see the delineation, the 2014 in it. That's cool. But it says several of the Ranger's base class features, Relentless Hunter, Precise Hunter, and Foe Slayer, all power up your Ranger while Hunter's Mark is active. Also, the spell now deals force damage on a hit. So far, so good.
Cool. I like the force damage.
Okay. Damn, there's a lot to this thing. There's a lot. Somebody want to take the favorite enemy? We can just alternate because there's a ton of these.
Yeah, I go for it. I'm curious how they if they change it at all. But favorite enemy has seen some significant changes. This feature no longer focuses on tracking and recalling information about a certain creature type. Okay, I like that. Or learning their language, though you can learn 2 new languages with the Depth Explorer feature below. So they'll talk about that later. Instead, you can now cast Hunter Mark twice per long rest without expending a spell slot. Okay, sounds good. And you always have it prepared. Also very good. This will make it much easier to keep up with barbarians, fighters, and paladins with damage output without having to spend your precious spell slots to do it. With the new spell casting feature, you can already prepare more spells than before. With the new favorite enemy, you can also prepare the Ranger's trademark spell for free, and you'll get more free castings of Hunter's Mark as you level up.
So
it's not favorite enemy?
why? I get it. You have so many uses of Hunter's Mark per day, and if you go over that, then you got to burn in your spells. Why, if it's so integral for a Ranger to have this, just make it a class feature?
Yes.
And I know I'm speaking to Zeus's heart because that's what he did in his homebrew, which is infinitely better. Why have to worry about, I casted it 3 times a day, I guess I'm dipping into my spells now, like why? If you're worried about keeping up with the other martial classes damage output, just fucking buff it. Just let them do it.
Yeah, why not just make it like a cantrip?
Oh,
I don't know.
It's not like it's not
I don't-
that
why-
strong of a thing that they.
It's D6.
Why even call it favorite enemy? It has nothing to do about favorite enemy. It's just just call it Hunter's Mark.
More Hunter,
now-
more Mark.
So you no longer choose a favorite enemy like aberrations, beasts, celestials, yada yada.
Yeah.
Right? You no longer get advantage on wisdom saves on survival checks against favorite enemy. Right? And you also don't. You no longer learn the language of your favorite enemy.
And I know that they're bringing in like Natural Explorer, Depth Explorer, that stuff that was some of it was optional and all that later on. But here's
Yep.
the thing that I don't like, and I hope it's going to be made up later on, but I'm going to guess it's not. Is it says it's no longer focusing on tracking and recalling information. One of like the things that Rangers are supposed to be great at doing, but I understand why they remove it. It's because, hold on, let me get real close so you can hear me. It's because D&D forgot about the exploration pillar of their own fucking game. All of the things that are supposed to make exploration more interesting. If you look at the Rangers features, it's we make it easier to hand wave exploration. Okay. Sorry. I'm very passionate about the Ranger. Continue. Get myself in trouble.
All right, VS weapon mastery.
Yeah. All right. Weapon mastery level 1. Level 1, you'll get access to the weapon mastery feature, which allows you to use the mastery property of 2 weapons, which you can swap out during a long rest. Mastery properties make combat as a martial character more exciting, more tactically interesting, and if you take them as an opportunity to get creative with your battle scenes, more cinematic. Let's look at mastery properties for longbow, scimitar, and because I want to show strength-based rangers some love, battle axe. Strength-based?
You can do a strength based Ranger if you wanted to. Nothing says you can't because they have medium. Do they have medium armor? Yeah, so you just do that.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I learned something new. Battle axe, topple. I'm a simple guy. The only thing I like better than rolling to attack an enemy is doing it with advantage. With topple, you can force enemies to make a con save or be knocked prone. This can also help protect your allies if you topple an enemy who is intending to chase after them.
Cool.
Yeah. Chance to trip. It's pretty good. Longbow, slow. You gonna say something?
Yeah, I agree with Zeus' sentiment of why constitution, topple someone over. Why not like dexterity or something along those lines, or athletics, something like that. Because a lot of monsters are going to have high constitution inherently, so I guess they don't want you knocking everybody down all the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that their way of balancing it?
I guess. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
Longbow, slow. Use slow to buy your party some time before the second wave of enemies arrives. Aim for the leg or wing with your longbow and reduce the target's speed by 10 feet. A creature can only suffer from 1 speed reduction via slow ability at a time.
That's pretty cool.
I do
Because
like that.
if you're using a longbow, you're doing it from a long way away, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Gives you a chance to be extra tactical with your targets, slowing the biggest threats first, that sort of thing. Doesn't say
There's no save
how
on this.
long.
There's not.
And it doesn't say how long it lasts.
I think for the turn, probably.
No. Scimitar, Nick. Nick allows you to use light properties, extra attack. We kind of saw this with Rogue.
Okay.
What's that? The name? You don't like Nick?
I was
You're
like,
just doing
Nick.
You're
Yeah.
just doing a little cut on him, just a tiny nick. Yeah, it doesn't sound that exciting.
I like what it does. I just don't like the name.
It just makes it sound kind of weak. Like nicking something is like baby. Like, oh, I nicked my thumb on a piece of paper or on a
Like
splinter.
a paper cut, you know?
Yeah.
What would you name it instead of Nick?
Good question.
The thing that comes in my mind first is flourish.
Yeah, or
but
follow up.
I don't know if that specifically fits the theme. Follow up's a good one.
Flurry, I don't know.
Yeah.
This keeps your bonus action available for spells like Ensnaring Strike. So you get an extra attack that doesn't
Yeah.
use your bonus action. For subclass features like Beastmaster commanding their primal companion. So you'll be able to use something else on your bonus action if you decide to go with light weapon.
Which is good. Which I do like that, because typically any dual wielding ranger has that problem of trying to juggle their bonus action with like the dual wielding aspect of like two short swords or scimitars or whatever. Because a lot of the features that subclasses in ranger will use their bonus action too. So I like this.
Yeah. You ready enough?
Yeah. It's my turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Natural Explorer, level 1. We're still in level 1, everybody. Hold on to your horses. Natural Explorer is not a feature of the 2024 Ranger. Sick. Hold on, really? I mean, I guess it's a versus comparison. It just says you don't get Natural Explorer. It's like, instead, if you want to be an expert navigator through the woods, use these spells: Alarm, Goodberry, Speak with Animals, and you can select expertise in survival with Deft Explorer at level 2. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Hold on. Natural Explorer. Okay. What? God damn it.
Suck at exploring.
Natural Explorer is the feature that allows you and your group to not be slowed by difficult terrain, to not be lost except by magical means, to be able to move stealthily at a normal pace if you're by yourself, finding twice as much food as you normally would if you're foraging. And then when you're tracking other creatures, you can learn their exact number, their sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area. Like, why remove that?
Because you can cast Alarm, Goodberry, and Speak with Animals, man.
Yeah, because those make up for all the stuff that you lose there. Are they saying just make a survival check for all this stuff now?
Possibly, yeah.
Because then Rangers aren't
Don't
any
do
different
it until level 2
when you can get expertise. But
yeah.
What's the difference of a Ranger and then just a rogue getting expertise in survival?
Or a fighter.
Yeah, anybody else? Man,
I really don't know what they're trying to do with this class, because a lot of the lore and mysticism around like the Ranger is they hang out in the wilderness.
Yeah.
The tundra, the forest, the coastline, wherever it is, and they're supposed to be experts in these environments, being able to track animals,
mm-hmm.
and, find their way through without getting lost, being, light on their feet, hunting. They're kind of,
I'm saying right,
getting rid of some of that,
like the mysticism.
Yeah,
not even mysticism.
Granted, you can flavor your Ranger however you want, and they don't have to be any of that. But when people think of fantasy Ranger, they're thinking like
Aragorn.
Yeah, Aragorn.
Yeah.
Like that's the litmus test, basically.
Yeah. That's why the name is Ranger. They're ranging. They're out there doing stuff.
All I'm saying are those 3 spells that they gave as examples, and then getting expertise in survival, are not a replacement for that. Oh, I was so excited to see what they had going, and then they let me down.
I'll never know what Kingsfoil is now. Is it a weed? I don't know.
Yeah, why still called Natural Explorer then?
It's not. It just says we don't have that anymore.
It's not. No,
that
they just
whole
removed
section.
It.
That whole section is just we don't have it anymore. We have Natural Explorer at home. Just use your survival check. Okay. We're up to level 2. Good job, everybody.
All right. Deft Explorer. Deft Explorer is an option from Tasha's Cauldrons of Everything that has been broken into their own feature for the 2024 Ranger. Now, a level 2 feature. The new Ranger's Deft Explorer grants you expertise in 1 skill plus proficiency in 2 languages. Over here, the softest twig snap during the watch with expertise in perception, or help the trickster of the group of their next scheme by picking up deception.
They've lost the plot.
What does that? Yeah, what's that have to do with exploring?
It's just here's expertise and 2 more languages.
We're crossing very close to. This is just a rogue.
With a worse rogue.
Yeah,
Like a rogue without the bonuses
yeah.
of sneak
'Cause
attack.
Hunter's Mark is not sneak attack.
No, it is not.
You get 1d6 versus what, 3d6?
That upgrades. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, okay.
Yep.
Fighting
not good.
style.
Mr. BS.
Oh, that's me. Fighting style, level 2. Fighting styles function largely the same as before. They are now a type of feat, however. So when you access the fighting style feature, you can select a feat with a fighting style feature as a prerequisite. The biggest change here is that the optional class feature, Druidic Warrior from Tasha's, is now available to all rangers. If your ranger is more magically focused, i.e., this ranger, you can choose Druidic Warrior to learn 2 Druid cantrips instead of selecting a fighting style. Consider this new spell. Whatever it is, Starry Wisp. They don't have a. You can't hover over it. I don't know what that does. You're also no longer limited to archery, defense, dueling, and 2-weapon fighting. So now your ranger can grab a shield and focus on protecting their allies in the front lines if they want. So a not as good fighter?
Well, I like that they're removing the restrictions on fighting styles. Like I like that. Remove the restrictions. Let me play what I want to play. If I want to be a great weapon fighting strength ranger, go for it.
Damn right.
Aragorn used a 2-handed sword. Actually, it was like a hand and a half.
Does.
Still. Yeah. Yeah. I don't hate it. It's just everything's a feat now, but then you get an extra special free feat at this level instead of normal, like get a feat. I don't know.
All right. Max.
All right. Subclasses.
Time.
Level 3. So we've got Beastmaster, Fey Wanderer, Gloomstalker, Hunter. I'm wondering. Let's see. I mean, that's a good spread because you really can't. I'm playing a Drake Warden in the campaign, but I don't want to say thematically, but like on the surface, Beastmaster and Drake Warden, they both have a pet that fights along with you, stuff like that. I think that's good.
I feel like people would be very unhappy if Gloomstalker wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, I like Horizon Walker. I feel like you have to have Hunter in there, pretty much. So I'm not mad about that spread. So Beastmaster, they get their signature feature, Primal Companion, which looks very similar to what you saw in Tasha's. However, their AC now scales with your Wisdom modifier instead of your proficiency bonus. Interesting.
Okay.
It's take it or leave it for me. Exceptional training can now be activated on turns where you used your bonus action to command your companion, instead of on turns where the companion did not attack. And this feature now lets your primal companion take the dodge action as a bonus action. Cool. Lastly, Bestial Fury shares some of the benefits of Hunter's Mark with your primal companion once your turn. I like that. Let me have synergy with the one thing that Rangers want to do is Hunter's Mark. That seems interesting. I'd like to see the full specs of that, but I don't hate it off the top of my head. Fey Wanderer, almost entirely unchanged. At level 9, summon Fey is always prepared instead of Dispel Magic. Okay. But now Dispel Magic appears in the Ranger spell list, meaning any Ranger can prepare it. Okay. Interesting. Cool. That's fine. Summon Fey is more thematic for that, for Fey Wanderer anyway, I think. Gloomstalker has some moderate tweaks. Instead of an extra attack on the first round that deals additional damage, the Gloomstalker's Dread Ambusher now allows them to add extra damage to a hit a few times per day. okay, I get that because it's a really strong feature for Gloomstalker. Stalker's Fairy level 11 was also tweaked slightly to build off of this change, increasing the damage of Dread Ambusher and allowing you to apply additional effect when you use it. And you can make an extra attack on a nearby enemy or frighten your target, increases within 10 feet of it. Level 11 seems really late to introduce something like that, an extra effect to an ability that you've had since what, level 3 Dread Ambush?
Yep.
Yeah, it's very late.
Um,
I'd like to see that at level 7.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean,
Or
balance
9 at least.
Yeah. Hunters become more streamlined with Hunter's Prey and defensive tactics, granting you 2 options instead of 3. Okay. However, you can change those selections every time you take a short or long rest, making you much more adaptable. Okay. So if you think of Hunter's Prey, I believe that is where you had like Colossus Slayer or Giant Killer or Horde Breaker. So it seems that now they're bringing those to only 2 options instead of 3 options, and then now you can change them during any short or long rest, which that's fine. I like that change because it makes it a little more tactical of what do I think I'm going to be getting into the next day or whatever, and you can kind of adjust from there. Like I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I like it.
Hunter's Lore at level 3. You automatically know the immunities, resistances, and vulnerabilities of creatures marked by your Hunter's Mark spell. That seems cool.
That's pretty dope.
Okay.
That seems cool.
Yeah, that's nice. I think is it fighter that has to actually hit something to get that on like one of the subclass features? I don't know.
Is it
It's one
a
of them.
rogue like the Inquisitive or Mastermind, or
I
maybe
thought it
there's
was-
a fighter one? I don't remember.
I thought it was a fighter thing. One of the subclasses. I know Liam's fighter does it. He has to like hit the thing.
I don't know. Is he is it a
It's
Battlemaster
Battlemaster, I
thing?
think.
Maybe, yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, you
Alright.
can do it from far away.
This is another thing they're just getting rid of. Level 3 primal awareness is not a feature in the 2024 Ranger.
Thick.
You can still gain greater awareness of the world around you by picking up expertise in perception at level 2 with Def Explorer. You also have more spells now and can swap them more often, which is a lie, I guess, because you can only swap one spell for long rest. So you can access magics like Beast Sense and locate animal or plants more easily.
I
So
would
if you
like to
didn't know,
oh, go ahead.
so if you didn't know what primal awareness does currently in 2014,
Thank you.
at 3rd level, you can use your action and expend 1 ranger spell slot to focus your awareness on the regions around you. And for 1 minute per level of the spell you expend, you can sense whether the following type of creatures are present within 1 mile of you, or up to 6 miles if in your favorite terrain, which no longer exists. This feature does not reveal the creature's locations or number.
So I get that not every campaign is going to use those exploration things, but don't take them away. Like, just like add other stuff. Like I don't understand all the exploration's gone. Riddle me this, gentlemen. Moobs, I believe that you watched the video.
Yes.
Did they talk about Hunter's Mark? Because I don't think that they've released any information on it in the spells stuff. Is it still concentration?
100%. And the reasoning, because they didn't want ranger players to stack concentration spells for an extra d6 of fucking damage.
So they're tying all of these features directly to Hunter's Mark or buffing Hunter's Mark or doing anything. But all those extra spells that you learn as a ranger, you better fucking hope none of them are concentration, because you can't fucking use them. God. I hate it. I hate it. It's the one thing. It's the one thing everyone's been asking for. Okay.
Yeah, I did read the comments, and everyone like unanimously united and are like, so we're all playing Hunter's Mark without concentration, right? And that's like everyone agreed. Like, yeah, get rid of it.
Yeah. I mean, it seems as though Zeus's homebrew rules are still superior than the actual fucking book. But I digress.
I don't think it's that strong to warrant like these limitations at all. I think it'd be perfectly acceptable as like a cantrip that's just always available.
Yeah. The only thing
It's
about
D6.
cantrip is you can't use it with extra attack.
Oh. Well,
But just make it a feature. I mean, look at sneak attack.
or give it, you can make it a cantrip, but then give like hunter subclass the ability to use it as not or in unison with other stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you can, there's ways that you can do this without like,
yes. Yeah, it's their rules. Make it happen. It's, oh my God. It's why?
Beast Sense is a concentration spell, by the way. So
Yeah, sick. I'm pretty sure so is what's another one that they had mentioned to use. I
locate animals.
Summon Fae. Beast Sense. I think you were saying.
yeah, if you summon Fae, then you can't Hunter's Mark anymore. Which
Yeah.
is like your key
now you
ability.
can't use your cornerstone feature.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway. Okay.
Okay. This is me.
Yes, sir.
I think
Roving.
so.
Level 6. Formerly a part of Deft Explorer feature, Roving has been split off into its own class feature with a slight buff. It now grants an additional 10 feet of movement instead of 5, but it does require you not to wear heavy armor. It still grants climb speed and swim speed as before. Get a lot of
Cool.
rangers running heavy armor?
I don't even
If someone
know.
wanted to.
I don't even know if they're proficient. They'd have to get it from elsewhere.
I mean, it's cool. An extra 5 feet of movement.
Extra 10 feet now.
Well, instead of the 5 that it was.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's fine. Level 8. God, is that why you were laughing? Is that why you were laughing?
God, it sucks, dude.
Ah! Level 8, Land Stride, not a feature. That's why this list is so long, because they're telling you everything they're taking away from you. Land Stride, not a feature. Instead, the ranger gets expertise at level 9. Let's go read Land Stride.
So good. Why did they remove it?
Land Stride. So starting at 8th level, moving through non-magical difficult terrain costs you no extra movement. You can also pass through non-magical plants without being slowed by them, without taking damage. God. Ah! What are you doing? None of that makes up, like, expertise is not the same thing.
I don't know how this passed the playtest.
I don't think it did.
Or maybe people just didn't play Ranger, so they got no feedback.
So when they were doing the playtest stuff, I don't remember any of these changes being present.
I don't either.
I feel like people would have made an even bigger stink about it back then too.
Sick. Let's move on. I'm upset. Level 9. Expertise, go for it.
That's me, right? I guess it is what it is. Ranger gains expertise and 2 additional skills. Now you have expertise in 3 skills and can better keep up with bards and rogues who have 4.
I don't want to keep up with bards and rogues. I want to be a ranger.
Agreed.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Just so mad.
Did anyone complain that they could not keep up with rogues with expertise I feel like everybody knows that's like Rogue's thing.
Yeah.
But
They got rid of everything that makes a ranger a ranger. So now rangers are just they're gimped. I don't know what they are.
Yeah.
okay. Level 10, Tireless. With Tireless, you can use an action to grant yourself temporary hit points. I love using this feature as soon as literally anything seems off because you get several uses per day, and the temporary hit points don't fade until you complete a long rest. As soon as I hear a weird noise, I'm drawing my scimitar and using Tireless. This feature is nearly identical to its appearance in Tasha's, except now the number of uses is tied to your wisdom modifier, not your proficiency bonus. As an aside, I like this tweak. The power represents your connection to primal forces, and so does your spell casting ability modifier.
Too bad you're only using that modifier to cast one spell. Anyway,
Yeah.
continue.
Just as in Tasha's, Tireless allows you to reduce your exhaustion level by 1 level when you take a short rest.
That's cool. But it was already in the previous edition.
Yep.
Oh man, like that's a level 10 feature. You can grant yourself temporary hit points. That's a level 10 feature. Now, reducing exhaustion is cool. Exhaustion isn't will probably be used more often now that it's not a complete death spiral like it was in 5th edition.
Mm-hmm.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay.
No, yeah, like you get levels. If you hit 6 levels of exhaustion, you did.
In the new rules,
I don't know what the new rules say.
the new rules are more forgiving, and they have they do different things than what they do in current D&D. At least this is we're in the playtest. Hide in plain sight, level 10. Not a feature. They get tireless instead. Why? Why are you doing this to me?
Why not combine both these things into a feature and call it something like, I don't know, wilderness fitness or something?
I would like to read you Hide in Plain Sight. Starting at 10th level, you can spend 1 minute creating camouflage for yourself. You must have access to fresh mud, dirt, plants, soot, and other naturally occurring materials. Once you're camouflaged in this way, you can try to hide by pressing yourself up against a solid surface, such as a tree or wall, that is at least as tall and wide as you are. You gain plus 10 bonus to stealth checks as long as you remain there without moving or taking actions. Once you move or take an action or reaction, you must camouflage yourself again to gain this benefit. That is so cool. And then instead we get
what are you waiting for? Kill me, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
but now it's like I can give myself temp HP because I agree 100% with what you're saying, Zeus, is that they are killing anything to do with exploration as class specific. And then now everyone's getting balanced on combat. It's
I'm gonna say I like the flavor of Hidden in Plain Sight. I don't know. It's the you can't move aspect of it, which kind of makes it meh for me. Because then when are you using that? To set up an ambush?
Scouting ahead, setting an ambush, observing an enemy camp. Yeah. Set up your spot, observe.
If you're a Gloomstalker assassin, like big booms.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I would just.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I don't think it's that great of a.
It's just the flavor's cool. I like the flavor.
Yeah, the flavor is cool. If you could move even at like half your move speed because you're trying to move real slowly, okay. I just think the usefulness of that is pretty low.
They kind of make up for it later without getting ahead too far. But when we get there, you guys will
or someone could just cast Pass Without Trace like 3 levels earlier or more. And then everyone gets it 10 plus.
Anyway, it doesn't exist anymore, so
yeah. Okay, who's next?
Up next, Relentless Hunter at level 13. Taking damage can no longer break your concentration on Hunter's Mark. If you want to focus on dealing damage, nothing so pedestrian as a fireball can stop you. You can now only lose concentration on Hunter Marks if you become incapacitated or die.
Or
If you cast something else, that's concentration.
yeah. 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 Or you don't have to concentrate on Hunter's Mark. That'd be great. This is silly. I'm upset.
Okay. Nature's Veil, level 14. You can turn invisible as a bonus action. This invisibility lasts until the end of your next turn, granting you advantage on any attack rolls you make during that time. This feature is nearly unchanged from Tasha's, but the number of uses now equals your Resident modifier instead of your proficiency bonus. Just as with Tireless, I personally like the tweak. Turning invisible is presumably an act of magic, and the ranger uses wisdom for their spell casting. Okay.
That has nothing. That has nothing to do with your wisdom modifier. It just happens. Right?
I don't get the
Yeah.
ranger uses wisdom for magic. Okay. Yes, they do. That doesn't mean like
in the video, if you guys once you guys watch it, Jeremy tries to like describe the ranger as a more primal magic caster type deal, and then it's just like, yeah, it's magic. They can cast magic to go invisible now, but as it's a feature,
I
doesn't sell.
I don't know. I think that's taking some player flavoring out of the equation. Because what if your ranger's just that good at being invisible? I don't know.
Like hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it's visible as a bonus action for a turn. I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Level 14, cool. I don't know about that.
Yeah. This is working out.
You're getting
so
all
well for me. Level 14, Vanish. Vanish is not a feature of the 2024 Ranger. Instead, you get Nature's Veil. You used to get a choice because it was optional with Tasha's or not. So what we lost was Vanish, which was you can hide as a bonus action on your turn. Also, you can't be tracked by non-magical means unless you choose to leave a trail. Sick. Let's remove anything to do with exploration or being tracked or tracking from the ranger. Awesome. Love it. Can't have them hiding as a bonus action too much like a rogue.
Instead, they get something rogues don't get. That's becoming fully invisible.
Yeah. But okay.
All right, level 17, you get Precise Hunter. If a creature is marked by Hunter's Mark, you have advantage on attack rolls against them. Very cool. By this level, you have 6 free castings of Hunter Mark spell. So if you want to focus on damage dealing, Precise Hunter will help you slay your enemies. Advantage on targets is cool, but like level 17?
Yeah. And you get 6 free castings now.
Yeah.
Or let me use it whenever I want. Because it's the cornerstone of my entire class. I mean,
It's fine. But like level 17, how many people are going to actually get? I don't know.
And you're getting what? 2 attacks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Feral Senses, level 18. You now have blind sight out to 30 feet. Enemy mages slinging spells from behind the cover of invisibility aren't safe from you any longer. This isn't new per se. The 2014 Ranger could also perceive invisible creatures within 30 feet, but 2014 handbook language wasn't quite as streamlined or easy to understand. Okay.
It was what?
Cool.
Feral senses.
That's cool.
Yeah, before it says you gain a preternatural sense to help you fight creatures you can't see. When you attack a creature you can't see, your inability to see it doesn't impose disadvantage when you roll attacks against it.
Yeah, that makes sense. This is easier to understand because blindside's a thing. I'm fine with this one.
All right, Max, you get to read a feature that actually exists.
Oh, really? Epic boon, level 19. Gain an epic boon feat at level 19. The one that I've done, for example, is Boon of Dimensional Travel. Increase one ability score by 1 up to 30. Immediately after you take the attack or magic action, you can teleport up to 30 feet. It's like a free Misty Step all the time.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Pretty cool boon, I think.
Yeah, lots of versatility moving around the battlefield.
All right, level 20. I think not every class gets a level 20.
No.
Rangers do. And it's Foe Slayer. Hunter Mark now deals 1d10 force damage on one hit instead of a d6. Between favorite enemy giving you free castings of this spell, Relentless Hunter protecting your concentration from being broken, and Precise Hunter giving you advantage on marked targets, the level 20 Ranger is now a master combatant.
Wait.
I couldn't read that with a straight face.
Wait. So all the level 20 feature does is a D10 instead of a D6, and then it justifies how good it is by talking about the previous 3 features?
Correct.
I just want them to be good. I just want Ranger to be fun, and I want Ranger to be good, and I want them to do the cool Ranger things. That's all I want. Just
Well, yeah. Previously, Foe Slayer, on each of your turns, you can add your Wisdom modifier to your attack rolls or damage rolls of an attack you made against one of your favorite enemies. So, I guess
that's
it's
way better.
to balance it out. But then it's like, you know,
Level
there's no more
20.
favorite enemy. There's no more favorite enemy. So
I'm with Zeus. The damage on cast, the force damage on cast is like weird. What's happening? You cast it and like whoever you cast on gets like a headache or something. I don't understand.
So I was just curious. I was looking at the martial arts die of monks, since this is essentially an essential feature now. Monks get a D10 at level 17, and it also goes up to D8 at level 11. So it only scales from D6 to D10.
I do want to note that a level 0 cantrip is stronger than Hunter's Mark because cantrips scale with level. Like Acid Splash at level 17 is 4d6 damage.
So with your Hunter's Mark, though, it would count on every single attack. So you'd have, by the time you hit level 5, you're having 3 attacks if you're dual wielding with your best friend Nick. So that would count 3 times with the Hunter's Mark. But still, like, my disappointment is immeasurable.
And your day is ruined.
My day is ruined. I
don't know why they hate Rangers so much. Like there is so much potential to fix Rangers, which they've done a lot, like with the supplemental stuff, right? With like the new subclasses, or not so new now anymore, but like stuff made after the player's handbook and like post Tasha's.
It's
and
disappointing.
It's just very underwhelming.
It's disappointing that they that just all like everything to do with exploration with the Ranger is just removed. It's like, use a spell that doesn't exactly fit your niche. So I don't like that. I mean, Yeah, I don't like the concentration thing. Like, just remove that, please. I don't know. I feel real sad.
It's
Yeah.
like
Like
they want the game to be. It sounds like their frame of mind for the game is encounter, encounter, short rest, encounter, long rest, and then travel is just dice rolls.
If that.
I'm gonna post the TikTok that prompted for us the specifics about Rangers today in chat. So this was the reason Max like we're talking about fucking Rangers today. Like,
Yeah, because I hadn't watched the video and I was like, we're talking about it because I'm gonna be upset. And I don't know. Just hurts my feelings. And here's the thing is traveling isn't even just dice rolls like what you were saying, VS. Traveling is just let's see if you get an extra encounter and then back to combat encounters or whatever. Like there's nothing interesting about moving from point A to point B at all. There's nothing to help with that. There's nothing to make it more interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're in a game that's your game is heavily leaning into that aspect, when you're taking all this stuff away from a class that would actually thrive in that kind of game,
Mm-hmm.
now they don't have as much to work with as they used to. So
maybe this is the part where they say that the 2014 5th edition is compatible with the 2024 stuff. It just add all that shit back.
Yeah, I mean, you can. That's the whole spiel is like just play the 2014. And I feel like a lot of the Ranger now, a lot of the shortcomings are being made up by the subclasses. You know, look at like Horizon Walker, like when Captain Erock was a guest on our stream, the abilities that had to shore up the Hunter's Mark like dilemma situation. What is that? Planar Warrior?
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm disappointed, man. I really wanted Ranger to be good. And I don't know. I'm left unsatisfied.
I mean, they are pretty good about listening to feedback, so hopefully they listen and make appropriate changes. Because yeah, this is not like just play an archer fighter or play a scout rogue, right? Like there's no need to play ranger.
Yeah, and I think that they've done this video and the playtest is over and all that. I don't think they're changing shit at this point, man. When's that book come out in November? It's already probably sent out to the print to get the prints done.
Oh yeah,
So
like 100%.
they're not changing shit. Yeah.
That's 2024 Ranger.
Send it back. Just I would highly recommend at your tables just remove the concentration bit from Hunter's Mark now, and then give your Ranger opportunities to shine using their expertise in survival. I don't know. That's all I got. I'm sad. I want to go home.
Well, good news. The good news, Max, is you're already home. So
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna turn off the stream and go play City Skylines for 3 hours and relax and build a city. Probably. So yeah, tell us what you thought about the Ranger. Throw it in our Discord. If you're listening to us on the podcast in the future, I will say I don't like being super negative about this stuff, but I don't know, I'm very passionate about this class. I really liked this class and I just want it better. So I don't know. Let us know what you think. If I'm wrong and if I'm off base, let me know. I'm definitely not the end all be all of what ideas of what Rangers should be. So feel free to let us know. And if you haven't, please go check us out on YouTube so you can watch me yell over there instead.
Yeah, and let us know what class you want us to cover next time.
Yeah, there are several left. But I will say we're not going to be here next week. But after that, we'll pick back up. So with that, thanks everybody for watching and hanging out with us. And you got to see a little bit of spice today from yours truly. But anyway, thanks everybody, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye.